Hello, this is Spring News with the news overview for the winter holidays. Let us start with crypto market news. Last year was the third bearish year for Bitcoin within 30 years of its existence. The last two negative years were 2015 and 2019. As 2023 may bring a recession, Bitcoin is expected to go even lower. Bitcoin lost 64% of its market cap since the beginning of 2022, from $876 billion to $320 billion. Likewise, over $3.7 billion worth of BTC left exchanges have eroded confidence in the crypto sector. In mid-December 2022, the year-to-year inflation rate was 7.1%, solidifying hopes that the inflation had peaked and had entered a steady downward trend. The figure was 0.2% less than the 7.3% print expected by analysts for the month. Markets reacted positively to this trend with a rise in major cryptocurrencies. Signs of abating inflation are certainly welcomed by the crypto market, as they foreshadow a potential easing of the aggressive monetary policy the Federal Reserve has been pursuing throughout the year. An international banking committee will set up new rules for banks that want to hold cryptocurrencies. The proposed regulation will divide cryptos into groups. Group 1, which will include assets like fiat-based stablecoins, and Group 2, which will contain currencies like Bitcoin. One of the precautions is that banks will have to hold traditional capital equal in value to the Group 2 cryptocurrency. Buying $1 million worth of Bitcoin would mean that a bank has to raise $1 million in extra capital. According to a report published by Basel Committee, banks worldwide hold about $9 billion in digital assets. News from financial markets. During the last week of 2022, a number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased less than expected, pointing to a still tight labor market while the economy rebounded faster in the third quarter than previously estimated. Labor market resilience is keeping the U.S. Central Bank on its aggressive policy tightening campaign, with the Fed projecting at least an additional 75 basis points of increases in borrowing costs by the end of 2023. Goldman sees sluggish job climbs by the second quarter of 2023, while B of A is much more pessimistic in its outlook. Somewhere in the middle of those two forecasts, the U.S. personal saving rate will probably fall further due to less aggregate income. Consumer balance sheets, while decent right now, will come under pressure. However, the good news is that most economists expect just a minor economic dip this year, especially in the first half. Tesla Shanghai halted production on Christmas Eve, while China rival NIO unveiled new models. NIO cut Q4 delivery guidance, citing COVID disruptions after EV giant BYD warned of a weaker production due to COVID among staff. BYD still reported huge, highly weekly EV deliveries in the second half of December, while Tesla and NIO saw week-to-week declines. The major indexes were mixed, but many leading stocks came under further pressure. However, experts state that time is not good for buying stocks, especially growth names. 2022 saw the Euro-USD pair return below parity, with a low of 0.9535 on September 28th, not only the low for the year but also the lowest mark since June 2002, more than 20 years ago. However, the fourth quarter of 2022 had a dramatic turnaround, with the Euro-USD marking a high of 1.0737 on December 15th, advancing over 1,200 pips from the yearly low, and reversing more than two-thirds of the previous 9-month decline in 6 weeks. And in conclusion, iGaming market news. Ray Pinault, the president and CEO of Mohegan Gaming and Entertainment, considers that the pandemic proved that entertainment and gaming are resilient industries. According to Pinault, the major trends in the iGaming market in 2022 were the increase in cashless gaming and the expansion of digital gaming. Platform's head of marketing, Maria Baskovich, has summed up 2022, mentioning that the pandemic was eye-opening in many ways. From a business standpoint, the main takeaway was the importance of having an online presence, flexibility, diversification, and the ability to adopt the newest technologies. 2022 did not bring along the long-awaited recovery that had been predicted at the beginning of the year, but 2023 may strengthen this full recovery, hopes Miguel Sanchez, the president of the Association of Permit Holders, Operators, and Suppliers of the Entertainment and Gambling Industry in Mexico. According to the expert, 2022 has seen the arrival or appearance of many new online operators in Mexico, with substantial growth in their activities. With around 390 casinos in 29 of Mexico's 32 states, gambling is in good health in Mexico and has great potential. 2023 will have the biggest edition of ICE ever, according to Stuart Hunter, the managing director of Clarion Gaming. As the pandemic is left behind, the expo prepares for a return to its traditional dates. Between February 7th and 9th, XL London will be the place to catch a glimpse of what the future of gaming will look like. Clarion Gaming is projecting some 3,000 product launches taking place on the show floor over the 3 days.